Hello viewers, welcome to my YouTube channel where stories come alive. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's begin.
Listening. And sometimes it's in the things they say when they believe you don't matter. My name is Samina. I'm 64 years old, a retired teacher, and a widow. My life has been simple, never extravagant, never easy, but always honest. I raised my only son, Hamza, after my husband passed away when Hamza was just 10. Every sacrifice I made for him. So when he got married, I didn't just gain a daughter-in-law. I hoped I'd gain a daughter. Her name was Elena. She was everything I wasn't: modern, bold, fashionable, confident. She came from a wealthy family, the kind that hosted lavish parties and traveled abroad twice a year. At first, I admired her. I thought she would bring color into Hamza's life. But slowly, quietly, I realized that while she added color to his world, she erased me from it. It didn't happen all at once. At first, it was small things, like the way she'd correct my pronunciation in front of others, smiling sweetly as if she were helping, or how she'd sigh when I asked simple questions about things I didn't understand, or how she'd say, "It's okay, you wouldn't get it," when conversations got too modern. I told myself it wasn't intentional, that maybe I was being sensitive, that times had changed. But then came the gatherings. Whenever we were around her friends, I felt invisible. They spoke fast, laughed loudly, and discussed topics that felt miles away from my world: stocks, luxury brands, influencers, private clubs. And Elena, she never really included me. I was just there. A silent presence. Still, I stayed quiet for Hamza. One afternoon, my phone rang. "Amy," Elena's cheerful voice greeted me. "We're going out for dinner this weekend, a nice place. You should come." I was surprised. "Me?" I asked. "Of course. It'll be fun. You hardly come out with us." Was something unusual about her tone, almost forced, but I didn't question it. Maybe she was trying. Maybe this was her way of reaching out, so I agreed. Saturday evening came. I took extra time getting ready. I wore a soft blue outfit, simple but elegant. I even put on the gold earrings my husband had gifted me years ago. Hamza picked me up. "You look nice, Amy," he said with a smile. "Thank you," I replied, my heart a little lighter. Maybe tonight would be different. The restaurant was beautiful, far more expensive than anywhere I'd ever choose myself. Soft golden lights, polished floors, quiet music playing in the background. Elena and her friends were already seated, three couples, all dressed in designer outfits, laughing and sipping drinks. "Oh, you're here," Elena said as we approached. She stood up briefly. "Everyone, this is Hamza's mom." Just that, not my name, not anything more. I smiled politely and sat down. At first, everything seemed normal. They talked about vacations in Europe, expensive handbags, and weekend brunches. I listened quietly, nodding when appropriate. I tried to join in once or twice. "Oh, I've heard about that place," I said when they mentioned a city. But no one really responded. The conversation just moved on, like I hadn't spoken. Then it happened. Elena leaned toward her friend, thinking I couldn't hear. "Worry," she whispered with a soft laugh. "We're not covering her." Her friend chuckled. My heart sank. For a moment I couldn't breathe. I stared at the table, pretending not to hear, but every word echoed in my mind. "We're not covering her," as if I were a burden, as if I couldn't pay for myself, as if I didn't belong there. I looked at Hamza. He was busy on his phone. He hadn't heard, or maybe he hadn't been paying attention. I didn't say anything, but something inside me shifted. Dinner continued. Dishes were ordered without hesitation: expensive steaks, seafood platters, imported desserts. "Not think about the bill tonight." One of the men laughed. Everyone agreed. I ordered something simple, not because I couldn't afford more, but because I no longer had the appetite. As the night went on, Elena grew louder, more confident. She told stories about her busy social life, her high standards, her exclusive circles. One point, she looked directly at me. "You must find all this a bit overwhelming, right?" There was a hint of mockery in her tone. I smiled calmly. "Every life has its own rhythm," I said. She smirked. "I guess." Finally, the dinner came to an end. Plates were cleared. Conversation slowed. The waiter approached with the bill. He placed it neatly in the center of the table. Elena reached for it immediately, smiling. "I'll handle it," she said confidently. But the moment she opened the folder, her smile disappeared. Her face went pale. Her eyes widened. I watched quietly. "What happened?" one of her friends asked. Elena swallowed hard. It's more than I expected." "Much?" someone else asked. She hesitated, then whispered a number. Gasps filled the table. That's insane, someone said. Maybe we should split it, another suggested quickly. Yes, yes, let's split it, others agreed. The energy shifted instantly. The same people who had been carefree moments ago were now uneasy. And Elena, she looked shaken. For the first time that night, she looked uncertain. And then she looked at me. Not with arrogance, not with dismissal, but with something else, worry. I reached into my purse calmly, gracefully. "Excuse me," I said to the waiter. He stepped closer. "I'll take care of it." The table went silent. Elena's eyes widened. "That's not necessary," she started. "It's all right," I said gently. Hamza looked shocked. "Amy, you don't have to." "I know," I replied. "But I want to." I handed over my card. Minutes later, the bill was settled. No drama, no hesitation, just quiet dignity. As we stood to leave, no one spoke much. The laughter was gone, the confidence had faded. Lena walked beside me. "Thank you," she said softly. I looked at her, not with anger, not with pride, but with truth. "Respect," I said, "doesn't cost anything." She didn't reply. The drive home was silent. Hamza finally spoke. "Amy, I didn't know." "I know," I said gently. "I should have noticed." I looked out the window. "It's not about noticing," I said. "It's about understanding." Next morning, my phone rang. It was Elena. "Can I come see you?" she asked. There was something different in her voice, something real. I said. When she arrived, she looked smaller somehow, no makeup, no designer clothes, just a simple version of herself. "Sorry," she said immediately, "for last night, for everything." I listened quietly. "I didn't realize how I was acting," she continued. I thought it didn't matter." "It does," I said. She nodded. "I see that now." Filled her eyes. "You didn't embarrass me. You could have." "But you didn't." I looked at her. "Because that's not who I am." She wiped her tears. "I want to change." I studied her face. For the first time, I believed her. Change didn't happen overnight, but it happened slowly. She started including me in conversations. She asked for my opinion. She listened. And one day she introduced me to someone as, "This is Samina, my mother." Hamza's mom, a label, but a person. And in that moment, I realized something. Sometimes respect isn't taught with words. Sometimes it's taught with silence, dignity, and one unforgettable night, when the check comes and the truth is revealed.